And there is no difference between what Tyson, or what Klitschko's saying here about Tyson Fury and what I'm saying about most traders who end up failing, okay? They're all motivated, they're all pumped up, they're all, excited at this new prospect of a new career and the flashing lights and, how they get it right every now and again and the wonderful successes they've had, okay? But in the long run, success requires discipline. Okay, that's fact. That is something you have to take almost as, as one of the golden rules. If you can develop discipline, you will be successful in the long run. If you don't, you will get caught out at some point. Fact. Okay, take that from someone who was 3 years into his career, was having a really good run, and my career nearly ended. Why? Because of a lack of discipline. Probably a lack of, experience as well, but also a lack of discipline. Okay, that lack of discipline, it only takes one moment, one day, and the career is done, the success is gone. Alright, so the question then leads us to, how do we develop discipline? Okay, now I keep harping on about this sort of week in, week out, which is the concept of a process. Now, what I'm going to tell you today is that, like I said in the beginning, discipline is not, it's a skill. Okay, it's a habit-formed skill that you will develop through time. Right? But you do not develop a skill, you do not develop a habit, unless you are habitually approaching that skill or that habit. Okay, so you have to work at it. It's a process of working to develop discipline. Now note, process or discipline is a verb. It's a doing word. It's something you have to physically do in order to become successful. Okay. Now the example, what I've got here on the left side is just ultimately what I feel are required for traders to become disciplined in the long run. Okay, so if you can adopt these 8 tick boxes or these 8 subsections, I think in the long run you can develop the art of discipline and ultimately become successful. Okay, it starts with routine. Don't need to speak too much about that. Routine is the time you start, the time you take lunch, the time you finish, etc., etc. Your preparation. Okay, it's not just do you prepare, it's how do you prepare. What are you using to prepare? Okay, are you preparing midday, afternoon, and evening? How are you preparing? All right, your organization. Right, and that's not the place you work. It's how you organize yourself, how you organize your own, mental aspects, how you organize your energy, how you organize your calendar for the day, how you organize your conference calls. All of that forms part of this big verb called discipline. Okay, your execution methodology. How are you executing? Clip management, time of day you executing. Are you averaging? Are you pyramiding? All these sorts of things fall under the category of execution. Your focus. Okay, are you being allowed to look at the Twitters and the Skypes and being sidetracked during the course of the day when you should be focusing on the market information? Your level of dedication and motivation, and so important. Okay. Discipline requires you to constantly be motivating yourself, constantly be, ensuring that you're excited about what could potentially come in the future. Okay, so that's very, very key. And then the last one, or the second last one, consistency. Okay, it's super important that ultimately, if you want to develop discipline, you have to be consistent in your approaches going forward. Okay, you have to constantly be doing the same thing day in, day out, following the same processes day in, day out, and just keep doing, what it is day in, day out, because it's that consistency that will allow you to develop the habit of discipline. And then lastly, learning from your errors, and this is really, really key. So many people think discipline is just, follow the rules. Okay, that's the biggest load of rubbish ever. Okay, if you just follow the rules, you'd be the perfect trader. Okay, none of us are the perfect trader. Therefore, we have to drill in, ultimately, what is it that's allowing us to not be disciplined? Okay, and one of the biggest things is learning from our errors. Right, a disciplined trader makes sure he learns from his errors. He finds a way to correct his errors, finds a way to get beyond the errors. Okay, so all of these, take a snapshot, take a picture of it, make sure that you go through each one of these individually and see, are you lacking in routine? Is there a lack of discipline in your routine? Is there a lack of discipline in your preparation? Your organization, your execution, your focus, your dedication, your consistency and learning. Okay, where is there a lack of discipline? Then go and put in place the usual processes to ultimately correct that behavior. Right? Now, as I say every single week, week in and week out, this is a skill that's going to take time to develop. So what you want to be doing is every single day, consistently as part of your routine, giving yourself a tick, giving yourself a score. Was I in a routine today? Did I follow my routine to the tick? 10 out of 10. Okay, was I lacking focus today? 6 out of 10, bang. Ultimately, I could have been better or a more disciplined trader today. You give yourself 10 out of 10 for each one of these 8 tick boxes, and I guarantee you, okay, this is a guarantee that in 6 months' time, you will become a very, very disciplined individual, and that ultimately leads to the success of trading. Okay, so just like this guy at the front, let's go back to that pretty picture. Just like this guy at the front, okay, all we see is him overtaking. All we seeing him is he power along. All we see is his success. Okay, if we want to achieve that success, if we want to feel that power and really take it to the next level of high performance, we have to adopt the art form of discipline. It's a matter of fact.